Hi, this is Mike Gatorno with SEMA, the Senior Insurance Marketing Association. Today we're talking about choosing an FMO, what to consider before signing. Now, choosing a new FMO is just as important as changing careers, because this decision can mean the difference between success and failure. Just like choosing a new job in a different field, it could be very successful, very rewarding, or it could be a complete disaster. Same thing with choosing a new FMO. Because FMOs, you have to remember, will try and sell you. They want producers because the more money you make, the more money they will make in overrides and or spiffs or anything else that the carrier's telling the FMO they'll pay them. So you want to watch for pie in the sky offers. FMOs don't know who their next heavy-hitting, very successful producer is going to be. So they're going to put their best foot forward to everyone that can hopefully put their best foot forward and everyone they come to contact with as an agent. So watch for companies that sound like they're overpromising and under-delivering. You want to make sure that you're choosing a good business partner because that's essentially what this FMO is going to be. So do you want a business partner that's going to always tell you what you want to hear but never produce or be difficult to work with? Or do you want one that's going to be right in line with what you want and have a good synergy with them? Make sure, and in that note, make sure you do your homework. Make sure you research the agency, see what other agents are saying. Ask for agreements and read them and get it in writing. Some very key issues there. And also watch when you're seeing what other agents are saying. If an agent has a very bad experience with them, if it's one or two, that's acceptable because not every FMO can be all that for an agent. But if there's a consistent pattern of disgruntled agents, keep that in mind because you don't want to add yourself to that list. So first and foremost, and I think the very most important thing when looking at FMOs is the releases. Is we've gone on and on about them at SEMA, but they are so extremely important, both contracts and commissions. And make sure you get it in writing. It may be part of an agent agreement. It may not be a freestanding piece of paper, but make sure you get it in writing. Because if an FMO you're talking to is being difficult about talking about releases before you even sign one, imagine how difficult they'll be when times come to actually execute that release. And this is especially important for Medicare Advantage plans because there usually are a limited number of MA plans in an area versus Medicare supplements. You may have 20 MedSup companies to choose from and maybe only 3 or 4 MA companies. And if you're contracted with one FMO for all those MA plans, you have a falling out, you could essentially have locked your MA production for the next 6 to 12 months. Now, why release is so important? Because they're basically your get out of jail free card. If you need to part ways with an FMO, this will allow you to leave with your carriers. If you don't care about leaving the carrier, taking the carriers with you, you can just walk away from the FMO and wipe your hands of them. However, if you want to take the carriers with you when you leave, it's important to get a release. Because without a release, you may have to wait 6 to 12 months for the carrier to release you. And most carriers, if not all, will not intervene between an FMO and an agent. Regardless of how much production you have with them, carriers don't want to get involved or in the middle of this mess. Now, the second part that we feel is extremely important at SEMA are commission assignments. There's really 2 ways to go here when you're dealing with an FMO. The first and most preferred way is direct from the carrier. In this example, let's say we have a final expense product where there's a 120% contract. The FMO has taken 30% and they're giving the agent a 90% contract. When a commission is made, 30% will go directly to the FMO. The remaining 90% will go direct to the agent from the carrier. So the carrier is going to cut 2 checks, one to the FMO, one to the agent. The FMO doesn't touch the 90% that the agent produces. This is the preferred way because the FMO is not getting involved in your commissions. The second way is to assign your commissions. This is where the FMO is paid all the commission and then pays you. So same example, 120% contract, commission is made. 120% commission check will be issued to the FMO directly. Then the FMO's responsibility is to pay you the 90%. So you're getting a check from the FMO. Obviously, if you're falling out with that FMO, guess what? They have all your money. So if you want in advance, in some cases, FMOs will require you to assign your commissions. And this is to protect the FMO if you ever decide to leave. Because if there's a chargeback, if a policy does leave, the FMO will be charged back from the carrier and they'll want their money back from the agent. And also make sure that your levels of commission are running as well. Most time this happens, so just make sure that your percentages or your commissions are clearly stated in an agent agreement. Some other commission issues If you have a debit balance with an FMO, they usually will not release you if you're paying in advance. This is standard operating procedure. This is to protect the FMO in case you do leave and policies do drop, that they're not being out any money. So this is typical of an FMO. This is usual. No issues with that. Future residual income may be locked as well if you do leave and have a falling out with an FMO. If you signed all your commissions to them, your renewals also go straight to the FMO. And usually the more reputable the FMO, the less issues you'll have. So we recommend staying with well-known FMOs. Of course, that doesn't mean that smaller FMOs or maybe more local FMOs are bad. It's just the bigger ones usually have a lot more support staff and a lot better reputation, hopefully. Other things considered, the two most important things are releases and commissions. Some other things that FMOs may offer could be product training, could be back office support, marketing assistance, discounts for other services, etc. Of course, if they have great product training, have great marketing assistance, maybe have some discounts for some products you can use anyway, but they are giving you a hard time about releases, I would advise in walking away. Again, because if they're going to give you grief about releases before you even sign them, imagine how difficult they'll be when times come to execute the release. Same thing with commissions. So first, foremost, releases and commissions are the two most important things I'm looking at. Everything else, in my opinion, is secondary. For you, it may be different, but this is my own opinion. So in review, ask for contracts up front, get the release policy in writing. If they don't have one, this should raise some concern. Be concerned on how you're paid. This is, of course, in direct relation to releases. Interview them. Do they have what you want? Is this going to be a good business partner for you? And then, of course, check them out. You can do internet searches. You can look on forums. You can ask on SEMA, etc. Now, here's a couple preferred FMOs that we've worked with SEMA. We have Ward & Brown, Senior Marketing Specialist, Ritter Insurance Marketing, and Health Plan One, all larger FMOs, all offer lots and lots of resources to agents. So we would not hesitate any agent to call one of those four or all four of those FMOs to get some ideas and get a feel for them. And of course, as an agent, you can contract with multiple FMOs. It doesn't have to be one. You can have a couple contracts with Ward & Brown, a couple with Senior Marketing Specialists, a couple with Ritter, and a couple with Health Plan One, depending on your need. And of course, if you were part of this live webinar, we did have a live chat afterwards. On SEMA, we do post the live chat logs, so you can see what consists of the live chat. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, read through the live chat real quick, see if maybe it was answered. If it wasn't, you feel free to post your questions on the forum section of SEMA. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you on the next chat and webinar.